So this is a beautiful March day. I'm just going to do a quick little video to show you that this is when the tide is out like this. This is where I would come. I'm down in Rossdale Harbour again. This is where I would come to try and collect some seaweed. Now I don't take much seaweed. I'm not hugely over familiar with them, but there's a few that I like. Haven't seen much today, but anyway, what we see here, what's in abundance, these are a young bladderwrack, so a young seagrass, I suppose is what you could call it. When it gets bigger, it gets more like, sorry, the dogs have to get into it. It'll turn into that colour, and you can see the darker ones. Daisy, mind, you can see them darker here. So they will go darker, stringier, longer. Of course, besides the edibles, besides actually using them to eat or to make seaweed vinegar, which is something I do quite regular, we can of course use them for the garden. So taking small bits that have washed up on the shore, I don't cut off any for garden purposes because there's no need to. So just take small bits that have washed up on the shore, bring them home and make a seaweed tea, or chop them up small and just allow them in certain areas just to break down. Really, really good for the biodiversity in the soil. Really good for the plants. So this is that bladderwrack as well. You can see the little nodules that carry the seeds, and it looks gorgeous and it feels gorgeous. So this can be used edibly, so but not really to taste, but it certainly can be used to bring home, purge, make sure it's really clean, and then it can be dried and ground up and mixed with other seaweeds to make a seaweed spice. And that's probably what I'll do later on, to try and demonstrate the different types of seaweed. For now, I'll try and look and see if there's any sea lettuce.
Using the knowledge given to us by Paula to grow at home, learning from failures and successes, sowing seeds and nurturing them, understanding why problems arise and how to prevent them. Foraging at every opportunity, looking at plants differently, asking, is it edible? How can I use it? Understanding seasonality and striking while the iron is hot. Coastal, forest, hedgerows and pastures, each have their own treasures hidden within them. Respecting and connecting with nature, taking only what you need and using what you take to create something wonderful. The long forgotten skills of foraging are being relearned. Taking inspiration from chefs in the group and on field trips, seeing the preservation of different plants. How are botanicals being used to give a true taste of Ireland and to reinstate our culinary identity? Applying all of the above to create a product and use it in a practical setting, looking at how to use homegrown and foraged plants in the best and most creative way. I'm here at the Rocks in Wexford Town. It's a wild part of Wexford Town. Here we have Alexander's. We used the spicy black seeds can be used, and the leaves and stalks can be blanched and added to soups, broths and stews. Flowers can be added as a spice decoration to salads. These are cleavers, and they're a diuretic. They can be made into a tea, and also are considered good for skin issues, burns, ulcers and acne. This is common vetch, also known as poor man's pea. It's a legume and the seed pods can be eaten, but they must be cooked. This is common mugwort, and it's used as an herb. It's aromatic. It can be used as a tea to aid digestion, and as a herb, mostly used in seasoning meat. This is gorse. Flowers are used as a tea, or they can be made into a syrup. In the past, they were used to cure colds, sore throats, and as a general tonic. Great news! So I found more dock seeds, which I'm using in the culinary event. So I'm going to take some of these home and toast them and make them into the flour. This is wild sage or wood sage. Just looking it up there, it's not recommended that it be eaten. This is navel wort or pennywort, and that can be eaten, the stems, the leaves and the flowers. They can be candied and used in salads as well. There's one there with the flower. This is wood wort, and it's a healing herb. It's used in ointments for skin conditions, and it's also used as a sedative. Three-cornered leek, there's loads of them around. The little flowers are beautiful. The leaves have a lot. The taste isn't as strong as wild garlic. This is poison hemlock. Don't eat this. So here we have dandelions, and they're a little superfood in themselves. The roots, the leaves and the petals can be used, and nettles, which are really tasty, and they're full of iron. Very good for you. So this is ribwort plantain, and the leaves can be used in salads, and are better lightly steamed because they have a little bit of an aftertaste with an astringent. So there's a bitterness to them. So go for the younger leaves or slightly cook them. Seed heads can be used as well. They can be pickled and have a umami mushroom taste.